Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Neo. In this video, we are working on my red iguana hand, just another practice set. I'm still feeling the fall vibes, but in this video, we are going purple using a dip powder, acrylic dip powder by Pro Dip by Super Nail. It is a beautiful plum, bright purple called Razzle Dazzle. And I'm just gonna, it's the center of the set today. It's all about this purple color. So I'm gonna be having 2 solid nails. I'll do an ombre, nude to ombre, and then we're gonna do something really cute like with the glitter that you see on the side of the nail there. So I've been doing a lot of practice sets. I'm going to be uploading a lot of them, but I just think it's so awesome that to see the progress. I started doing nails earlier this year due to quarantine. I needed my nails done, so I was just kind of like, I got to figure this out, you know, who's going to do my nails. And now I'm in school. I'm going to graduate in the next month, so that's really exciting. But just to see the progress of even acrylic application and just becoming comfortable with doing nails is really exciting. Even watching this, like, I'm placing the beads, I'm not afraid. I remember there was a point where I was like nervous of working with acrylic because I was like, there's no freaking way I can do this, but it's just really cool to see the progress, see how smooth the application is becoming. I'm always more impressed and surprised with myself, but that's, I guess, the exciting part about learning new things and, you know, falling in love with nail art has been fun. Yeah, so it's just nice to see the progress. Having a practice hand helps, and then working on clients as well is fun too. But yeah, I'm applying this acrylic to these 2 fingers, the pointer and the pinky, making sure to clean those sidewalls because you want to maintain that shape. Funny enough, when I first started, and I'm sure it's like that when everybody started, but like my shape would be so wonky, or like the nails would be so thick. I remember I did my cousin's nails. We did like a milk bath nail, and just applying the flowers and the milk bath, her tiny like natural nail shape was so thick that when I used the e-file to file it down, we basically filed off all of the flowers. It's so funny to look now and be like, that's crazy how much, you know, you learn in a little amount of time. So to anyone who's just starting or is not sure if they can, just do it. Like, everybody starts from zero. Everybody, you know, you're not gonna pick up a nail brush and be amazing overnight. You know, everybody makes mistakes and everybody starts from zero. So I think if anything, just enjoy the process and look back at what your work is, you know, because when you look back, I guess, you know, in the day-to-day, you kind of forget where you started. So it's hard to be like, oh, I'm doing a good job. But when you look at where you started, you're like, oh yeah, I'm definitely doing better than before. And I can look at these videos and at like my Instagram photos and be like, yeah, things are getting better. I remember I was doing some clients' nails early on, and they would come back the next day and be like, the entire nail, not even like it broke, the entire nail just fell off of my finger, and it was devastating. But now I have people who don't come back for months. Well, not months, but like for a whole month. And I'm like, hey, like, don't do that. But it's great because they come back and the nails are so solid and so strong. So yeah, I'm just really proud of my progress. Don't forget to subscribe. So I'm going in on this finger with some clear acrylic. It's a little purple just because I think the pigment from the brush got into my monomer a little bit. No biggie because it's a purple set. But I'm going in with some clear acrylic. This is the Young Nails Core Clear. I'm just going to build a flat base to this nail. It's going to be a clear acrylic nail. I'm just going to add some of those sparkly ether flakes that you see on the side. These are really, really gorgeous. I got them from iGel Beauty and they are very, very fine. Like it's legit like an ether flake. Even moving my brush in the air, you can see the flakes are kind of like falling off the brush. They're so gorgeous and iridescent and they feel very ethereal. I guess that's why they call them ether flakes. But this color I think is 31 or 32. It's available in iGel Beauty. I will link it below. And I just thought that this color in particular did really well with the purple because it kind of gives off a purplish blue kind of teal hint that I was looking for. So yeah, this nail is just going to have the glitter. And as you can see, it's like getting on the other nails, but I'll clean that off before I clear cap. Now that that nail is done with the glitter flakes or the ether flakes, I'm going in with a lint-free wipe and some swipe and just making sure to clean off any of the ether flakes that might have fallen onto the purple nails because I don't want glitter on those nails, just on the clear one. So I'm doing a 2-color ombre. I'm going to be using, yeah, look at the shade. Everything looks good. I'm going to be using Sugar and Cream Macadamia. It's a really, really pretty opaque nail plate color. And I'm just going to be ombreing that down over the purple. And I wanted to use something a little bit more opaque than sheer because I didn't want the purple to kind of overpower the nude. So I'm just applying enough beads to cover up that transition area, making sure to keep up the pigment. You see I back swipe so that it doesn't come down too far. But when you're ombreing, if you find that, you know, one color is overdoing the other, you can always just go in with a second bead and back swipe or use more monomer to kind of make it thinner so you can get an easier blend. So that's basically what I'm doing here. Placing another bead, making sure that the brush is wet, and then I'm just going to back swipe. And I find that that always helps to make the ombre just look a little bit cleaner and make the transition not so harsh. So that's what the application is looking like before clear capping. And now I'm going in with the Young Nails Core Clear to cap all of the nails in clear. I'm going in with my 100 180 grit hand file just to maintain this shape. It's not really a coffin, it's more like a tapered square, and it's really difficult hand filing on the red iguana. Usually if I don't film the hand filing, I literally just take the nails out and file them like in my own hand rather than doing it on camera, but I figured I'd try for this video to show you how I hand file, even though it's very different when you have like a human finger. But yeah, I'm just hand filing with the 100 180 grit, and then we'll go in and clean that up later. So these are my dusties, and I'm going in with my Young Nails, I say Young Nails, yeah, it is Young Nails swipe, and I am cleaning off the nails. I actually rinsed them with water, so sometimes you might get a weird reaction, but I'm just cleaning off all the dust, and I washed my Red Iguana hand because we already know that they hold so much dust. It's silicone hands. You could like sneeze a mile away and then like some dust particles will land on this hand. I don't know how people can, you know, keep dust off of it. You have to constantly rinse this hand, but it is great practice tool. I'm going in with my Beetles gel base coat. I talked about this in a previous video about how if I decide to go matte, I always try to use a base coat first just to fill in any ridges or gaps or scratches in the nail that I might have missed after filing and buffing, and it just helps to give me a solid base so that the top coat has something extremely smooth and sticky to adhere to. So I apply the base coat. I'm going to cure for a full 30 seconds. Now I'm going in with my Two Guys matte top coat. It's the fade, I forget what the name exactly is called, but something faded matte top coat. It's by the Two Guys. I will link it below. I use it a lot. It's not my favorite matte top coat, but it's up there. My favorite of all time is the Beetles matte top coat. It is just so velvety smooth and it stays matte for so long, but I think I'm running out. My bottle is really tiny. So I'm using the Two Guys for this practice set, and I'm going to cure this matte top coat for 60 seconds. And look at the matte gloriousness. I am taking my Zule Bling adhesive. I've been using this method to adhere items to nails lately, and I just love that it's so simple and fast. I don't have to worry about curing or gravity. I will say though, a downfall to not using a bling gel and curing is that you can't replace items as much as you like, or if you change your mind, you can't just like wipe off everything. Once you place this glue, it's drying, you know. But in this case, it was very easy to get these stones sticking. So I'm using Swarovski rhinestones. These are like a brassy kind of rose gold stone. It came in a pack that I got from Hobby Lobby. They had like a buy one, get one half off sale. And I bought legit every single pack that I could find online. It was insane. These come with like a metallic, I guess like hematite colored stone. It's like a dark gray and a brassy kind of rose gold stone. So I'm using those two colors on this nail randomly. And we're going to be doing some 3D flowers on here. Don't forget to subscribe if you want some more from me, just a reminder. But yeah, I'm just going to be placing the stones on this nail. I figured I'd add something special to the ombre nail. I'm doing a cuff around the cuticle area, and I'm going to be graduating the stones from the biggest stone to smaller stones. So I'm adding a tiny bit of the Zule Bling adhesive. I'm adding those brassy, I guess rose gold. It's not really rose gold because it's not so pink, but it's kind of copper. That's a good word for it, not brassy, rose gold. And I'm using gold or kind of a bronze colored caviar bead. You know, I love my caviar beads. So they're not exactly a gold caviar bead. I'm using more of a coppery, brassy, I keep saying that, like a copper caviar bead as well, just to fill in the gaps and to give it a little bit more dimension. You know, I love me some caviar beads. So that's what's happening on the ombre finger. And then, because I wasn't sure, I just felt like it needed a little bit more bling, I'm going to add 3 or 4 of the same colored rhinestones to the tip of the pinky nail. I'm adding really, really tiny pieces of glue or bits of glue, so as you can see it's not sticking anymore. All you gotta do is add a little bit more of the adhesive. I try not to use too much of it, just because I don't want there to be a mess. It's not like I can hide it with top coat. So I'm adding a tiny bit, and then I'm gonna put them in a straight line. I'm adding caviar beads on both sides around the stones, as you can see there. And then I'm going to give it a spray with some Hurry Up Finish spray. So because I added the caviar beads on the other 2 fingers, I was like, I have to add caviar beads to the main finger. So I'm actually going around the larger stones that I placed on the clear finger and adding caviar beads around those stones. I'm going to be doing some 3D flowers, so I figured I would do this to differentiate the stones on the nail from where I'm going to add some 3D art later. And then because I wasn't done, I am adding tiny dots of the Zule Bling adhesive, and I'm adding caviar beads on the nail as well, just to give it even more dimension than it already has. I just thought it was a nice tie-in with the beads on all of the other fingers. Part of me wish I did it to the other solid finger, like another line of the 3 stones, but I didn't. So, you know, something to fix for the future, but I think it came out really pretty. And now for the 3D flowers, I am using a Pana size 4 detail brush. And I have a size 2 brush, but I think it's too small for these kind of flowers. Those are for tiny, tiny flowers. So I am just building regular round petals on these, around the major stones. So I didn't have like a particular pattern in mind for the flowers. I just wanted to kind of cover up the nail with the same purple. I thought that it was a nice touch with the gold and the purple. So placing the bead, waiting for it to dry. Sometimes I'll blow on it so that it'll polymerize a little bit faster, and then dabbing my brush on the napkin so that it's a little bit drier, and pressing out the bead from the center with the base of the brush kind of leaning on the edge, but not flattening the edge of the petal, if that makes sense. So the flat part is mostly in the middle and towards the stone, and the back of the bead has a little bit more weight on it, so it makes the petal look a little bit more three-dimensional. So that's basically what I'm doing here. And here's the final look of the set. It came out really pretty. I think this purple is really special, and the see-through nail is pretty. It has hints of sparkle in person with the mylar that we put underneath. I really hope you like this video, learned something, or just enjoyed watching nail art. I know I do love watching videos like that. If you did like it, give me a thumbs up, subscribe if you want more, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.